All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rusty Anchor Journey podcast, another episode. Today we have a great friend of the show, sister to me, executive director of OpenWater. Nailed it. Whitney Erickson is here today, and we are excited to have her here. We're going to go on a journey with her, kind of follow through baby Whitney's life, what she was like growing up, and then linking all the way to where we sit now as the executive director of OpenWater, and anything in between that she feels comfortable sharing with us today. So, Whitney, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm well today. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's very cold in the studio, and I am wearing just a t-shirt, as you can tell. It's mighty cold. If you're on video, you can see that. T-shirt and shorts. Whitney is prepared as usual.
Cautions.
Yeah,
Yay.
he's double late.
Been here before. Yeah.
So we're stoked that you're prepared and I'm not. So if you hear any chatter in my voice, it's because I'm freezing cold in here. I'm going to try to get through it. But anyway, Whitney, why don't we get into it before we bore them to death, and let's have fun. I'd love to hear. Let's talk a little bit about Whitney for those who don't know you at all. Who are you? Where are you from? How'd you grow up? Kind of what was your life like growing up? Give the people what they want.
Okay. I'm from here. I'm from Orange County. My parents, all of my parents are from Costa Mesa. One of my grandparents went to Newport Harbor, was a Costa Mesa police officer. I have a lot of roots in this area, and I'm outside of my dad. I'm like the only one left. My cousins are gone. My sisters are gone. My mom moved. Everybody's gone. Mostly because they had opportunities elsewhere, and I can't leave. I keep trying. I keep thinking like, oh, I'll try here, I'll try there, and I always come home. And and at this point, like I just turned 40. My dad's here. My boat's here. My tribe's here.
Mm-hmm.
I've imported a fantastic partner to bring here, and he is doing pretty well considering how difficult it is to relocate to here.
Yeah,
culturally and socially, and so
it's like the ultimate Hotel California, right? For those who don't know that song by the Eagles, it really is about not a crazy mental institution that people think of. Channel Islands, UC Channel Islands is not that. It's them coming from Texas and different places and coming to California and being stuck here. The draw, the enchantment of this state, this particular area in Southern California, even, and what it does to you, it traps you real hard.
it does.
It's hard to get out.
And today is one of those days where you look out the window and you can see the mountains, and then you turn around and you can see Catalina, and you can see PV, and like the viz today is insane. It's just one of those days where you stand where you're standing and you are like, this place is everything.
Yeah.
And then you get your ass to work because that's what it takes.
Yeah, in order to stay here, yes.
100%.
You are a slave to labor here, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm from here, grew up at the beach.
Yeah, tell me about growing up at the beach. What was that like for you? What does that mean to you, having had that opportunity as a kid?
I mean,
What type of terrorizing did you do?
I wasn't bad at the beach because I was happy I was bad at school because I was an anarchist. Just being able to be in the ocean all the time or the pool, having access to water constantly, having parents and grandparents who really valued like water safety and boating, and that's where they had all of their joy quotient filled, and so they just were like, you're coming. And so I don't really know any different. Obviously, I tried the pedestrian childhood items like soccer and things. I actually played basketball for a bit before high school.
What?
And I enjoyed it, but
How tall are you, for those of you that
not tall. I peaked in the 6th grade, had 62 inches, which is about Kane's belly button. So I was like an average size little kid, and then everyone else kept growing. But I don't come from tall people. It's not like there was an expectation.
You knew then, yes.
Yeah, it's like, this is it for me, so I better get strong.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a baller.
Like, get strong and fast. Yeah, I was like I'm left-handed, so as you know, that's a competitive advantage as an athlete. But my left-handedness was no match for my attitude and lack of sportsmanship. So I was not like a successful athlete, which was great for things like surfing, which you do by yourself. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of pressure on surfing to turn into anything, and there wasn't a ton of other than having fun. Yeah. So I was like, this is just what we do for fun. And yeah, so I did team sports to avoid things like PE class.
Yeah.
And I didn't really finish a lot of things. I don't have a high school diploma, which made it helpful that I didn't finish any of my PE credits because of some attitude conflicts with the swim program in entirety at my high school. So the one team sport that I got into as a kid that I still enjoy today is outrigger. Oh, yeah. So Hawaiian canoes, ended up on an outrigger team in middle school. And that's where like everyone on the team went to a different school. And so those are all my friends. Yeah. And that was really fun. And we raced every weekend all summer long. And I did my first Catalina crossing summer after 8th grade. Yeah. And then did it every year until high school was over. Dang. And so that was like
crossing. So the same crossing, like same race or same everything every year. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Baby burps.
Avalon to Newport to Avalon. So
okay. Oh yeah.
That's the Catalina race in the beginning of September every year. The women in co-ed, they race to the island, and the next day the men race back. So they had we're on a kids co-ed teams. Yeah, we did the Saturday, and
is there a reason for that? Is it better to go back or go out there or come back?
Reason? From what I've been told with the elders, the men used to race over and the women used to race back. But the men almost burned down the city of Avalon with their post-race celebrations. And they were like, we got to flip this. So now, in my opinion, the race over is preferable because it starts earlier. So conditions are a little better. And then a lot of people will even just get on the ferry and go home. And then the men's race doesn't start till 10 o'clock the next day. So a lot of those guys come over on the early ferry, just get in the canoe and race. And at 10 o'clock, sometimes you have winds. And I've only escorted the men's thing one time, and it was too much for me. I haven't done it since.
Oof.
Yeah.
There's some intensity out there with like outrigger canoe. It's really interesting.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know this. Like I got into road biking for a little bit because I was going to do a triathlon. And so I started like road biking just to get used to it. I'd never done it before. I got real into it for a year. Just like you getting into things, like I just get all in and do stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's not for me or whatever. Or I accomplished the goal and now I'm done. It's not going to stick with me. And I used to hate it. Like I never rode with people because it was so intense. I tried to join like a velo club or whatever.
The vibe's aggressive.
Super aggressive. And I get that you're on the road and there's going to be people like there's a lot of aggression out there and people like road bikers out on the road. We're in a mecca of like the coast here is beautiful to ride and there's a lot of cyclists out there. But I just didn't vibe because they're all real intense and you're hauling. And if you don't know how to ride in the group, we can all go down and you just better know what you're doing. And it's just like, I'm out, I'll be by myself. And so then getting into like outrigger canoe, I'm not like into outrigger canoe, but just having understanding, hanging out with people like yourself that like have done it out in OC6 and that kind of world. I hear these stories, I go, I wouldn't have thought it's like that intense. It's some real intensity out there. Like it's crazy.
It drove me away from it as an adult. Like when I turned 18 and they're like, you can't be on the kids team anymore. I was like, well, these women are scary. I didn't like this. Yeah. And so for a couple of years I helped with the kids program but I couldn't commit to the adult program.
Yeah.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of got it's a little bit of a loss, I'm sure. Because you're like, man, there we go. We're transitioning out.
What it was like college, I was dancing, I was teaching surfing. I had a full plate. I was tutoring. I was doing all my stuff. So
Yeah.
it was okay to step away from me at that time, especially because dance was taking up a lot of my time. And then I did my study abroad on semester at sea. So I like left. So
Yes.
yeah.
Well, you brought something up and talk about dancing. Well, what kind of dancing did you? I kind of know a little bit, but I want to hear more about it because I don't know the full story. And so one time I just saw you doing the dance you're talking about. I go, Whitney does that? Like that's another surprise for Whitney. What is that? So yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, so I am like a dancer as a person. I like
Just naturally moving your music. You're just doing stuff.
frequency are like very important to me, and they always have been like a part of like who I am. But I got into hula and Polynesian dance through canoes.
Okay.
So I was just talking to Billy at NAC about this the other day. When I was probably 14, I was a freshman. My canoe club was having a fundraiser for the first time. And my coach, who used to be a professional hula dancer, she said, you know, all the girls on the team, she sent us to a dance studio and she's like, you're going to learn to dance and you're going to perform it at the fundraiser. And we're all like jocks, kind of. So we said, of course, because we did everything she said. And we went, the 6 or 7 of us, and we took lessons from Lokilani's and Auntie Kathy. And she was so nice to us. And she was like, you guys are a mess. But, you know, dancers are polished. And, you know, we had dirty feet and, you know, mud under our fingernails and stuff. But fell in love with it. And myself and 2 other girls on my team got really into it, and we just kind of stuck with it. And then they went off to college in different places, and I stayed here. And so I got to do it for like 10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. And you competed or what? What level did you get to?
Performed.
Jeez.
We had a blast. It was so fun. I have 3 really, really close friends who I've been super, super close with for 20 years. And we met dancing. And we talk every week. And that's what brought us together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're like hula being Polynesian and you're in Orange County, you know, obviously not Polynesian.
I'm extremely Polynesian, technically. Yes. It was, so I had really, really, really long, beautiful hair.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of a cool thing to have, like a blonde. It wouldn't have been cool if everyone was a white blonde girl. It would have been really inauthentic, but they like made space for me in that way. They had like 1 white girl per generation. So like I had my time, and I inherited my spot from a different white girl who grew up and had kids. And so there's like a legacy of us at that studio. And they made space for me. Not every space, right? Not everything belonged to me.
Yeah.
Which is fair and honest. So, but yeah, I taught private lessons for little kids. I taught the kids class for a couple years, which was super fun. I got to sing. I got to do all the stuff that I love to do. So, 100% worthwhile experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. Jeez. I had heard about you, and to hear kind of how you got into it and the connection you feel. There's something about that too. These theories or thieves of being enchanted, right? Whether it's the state of California to the Polynesian culture, and just I'm similar in that regard. Like Hawaii and everything, I'm the most English, Scotch, Irish guy in the world, and I love the Polynesian culture. There's a lot about it. I just admire the people, just the way they aloha spirit and the respecting your elders, respecting each other, God, it's a beautiful thing. So, and in hula, you're telling story, right? I mean, is that, to my understanding, is that a lot of the dance is kind of talking story, telling things in the way you move and the way your hand motions are and that kind of thing. Is that right? Or like how?
Correct.
Okay, so it's not just like a choreographed dance that someone just made because it looks cool. It actually has meaning behind it.
It should.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sure, it's supposed to.
Well, a lot of choreography is passed down. There's so much that I'm so unqualified to speak on this. And I've had the opportunity to learn from a lot of amazing people, but I'm like out of the game.
Okay.
So I would not sell myself as an expert here in any way. But yes, so much is passed down. There's so much oral tradition. There's so much like history, roots, everything has meaning. And then, I mean, if you look at the women today who are running the studio that I used to dance at, who were like literal babies when I came on the scene, what they have done to elevate the choreography, the costumes, it's incredible. And so it's really beautiful. It's like kind of what has happened with surfing in a way where like people are invested enough and there's enough intergenerational participation that there's like this advancement of what can be done. And it's awe-inspiring. It's really, really amazing. So super cool. But yes, everything means something.
Yeah.
Every color that you wear, the print. People who know what they're looking for can spot a phony.
Oh, okay.
From really far away.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and there's so many people who know so much about it and are doing so much for it that there's really no reason to, like, what's the word? Impose.
Yeah.
Like, just go learn from somebody who has it. Yeah. Because there's so many people now at this point. So it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A cool thing. It's a whole world that I don't even know, but I love it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful dance for sure. Or style of dancing. So you do all that. You're surfing, you're canoeing, you're on teams, you're going through life, trying to figure out stuff, going to school, and you're rebellious, you're wild, yet nerdy. Sometimes you describe yourself. I think you're wild nerd Whitney. So
there's so much room for math and science and comic books in the world.
The cool kids stuff.
Rebellion. And it's just like, I was good at school because I was good at school.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my lane.
Mm-hmm.
That got me, little gravitas when it came to breaking the law. And then, it was always like a push-pull with like, yeah, I fit in here, but I fucking hate it. So why would I stay, but I'm good at it? And it's just like, which, made me a fantastic public school teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, let's talk about that. I mean, you talked about you went to school, you went to college, you did a semester at sea. Like, yeah, tell me about your journey through like school, like to becoming a teacher and that whole thing. I mean,
yeah, minor, right?
Yeah, it's a little small deal.
So, growing up, my grandparents had sent my stepmom on semester at sea in 1980, and then her sister went. It was like a family thing, and my grandma was always like, she always said like two things to me. She was like, when you go to a semester at sea and when you finish your master's, right? She was like, by the time, she was just like a wise person. She's like, by the time you're a college person, you're going to need a graduate degree if you want to have a meaningful career and blah, blah, blah. She was right. It's funny, like when your grandma says something, you're like, yes, master. And when your parents say something, you're like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
So 100% I did everything she said. And so semester at sea was on the list. And as soon as I was qualified to apply, which I had to be a sophomore. So I was 19 years old. I was going to OCC. And as soon as I was a sophomore, I was like, semester at sea, let's go. And semester at sea is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to circumnavigate the planet Earth on a ship. And while you're on the ship and it's at sea, you go to class and you get like 12 units like any normal person. And then when you're in port, you get to leave the ship and they have excursions that are chaperoned, or you can go do whatever you want. You're supposed to be back on time.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible experience. It was such a gift. I was spring 2005, so it was a very infamous voyage because we, right out the gate in the North Pacific in January, got hammered by a bunch of storms, and we nearly sank after getting hit by a rogue wave.
Jeez.
So Google it. It's on Storm Stories. It's really good.
So you're in January, how far North Pacific? We're kind of like...
Aleutians.
Yes.
Vancouver.
Aleutian.
So
Okay.
we're high up because the weather was bad, and the captain was amazing. He was doing his best
Yeah.
to get us where we're supposed to go. And we just got screwed by what one could say very predictable winter weather.
Yes. So those of you who don't know, the Northern Pacific in January, all those swells that you see making Waimea Bay, massive jaws, massive pipeline going off, all start up there.
Yes.
That's where it all begins. That's where the main blast of that energy starts and consumes everything up there. And you're going to send some college kids start their voyage around the world up there in January.
Correct. So
Good God.
as a young surfer, I had that conversation with your dad. I was like, this doesn't seem
Right time.
like the way forward,
Yeah.
but I'm not going. And so because I have extreme main character vibes, I remember sitting on that ship. I keep hitting that.
That's
Ryan. On that ship, we had been evacuated from our quarters, all the crew, all the students, everyone who wasn't trying to keep the boat from flipping over was sitting together in their life jackets. And I remember sitting there, and my best friend was sitting next to me because I made her come with me, and I was like, sorry. I was like, listen, I have been waiting my whole life to be here.
Yeah.
We're not dying today. I haven't been anywhere yet. This is bullshit. We're going to die today. We're not. No.
Yeah.
Because this is about me.
Yeah.
And we did not perish at sea, obviously. We had, I think my comm professor broke a rib.
Wow.
And then nobody else got really hurt. Nobody went home. Nobody was like, this, I'm not coming back. Everybody was like, well, where to?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trauma bonded.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We're in this together.
Yeah.
Can't get any worse. So let's kind of mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. It really makes you a limit tester if that's your first experience, like big adventure experiences that close, you touch death so closely, you're like, let's take some more risks. Yeah. So as a very bossy know-it-all 19-year-old who actually didn't know anything, that was a very humbling, very eye-opening opportunity for me. And that is when I decided to become a teacher. And so I didn't decide to become a teacher. I realized I am a teacher, and I decided when I got home, I would pivot my studies very specifically to teaching math because I am good at it, and I had been tutoring for a long time at that point, and most of the kids I worked with struggled with math, and I was like, this is the place where I can be of service the most, and this is where, like, I am good. So when I got home, I was like, had a little meltdown, had a little quarter life crisis. Super cute. And then I got my shit together and I got a teaching credential.
In math, God, math sucks. Sorry, no offense, but I love it.
I have a lot of compassion for people like you.
Although I will say this, I was a geometry guy. For some reason,
Interesting.
I got like a 1.8 GPA in high school. Woo, what's up? Made it, survived, was able to walk.
You would
have no idea how.
I had a diploma today with a 1.8.
Yeah, it was a pity diploma. It's just like, get this kid out of here. I was a nice kid. I just did not apply myself whatsoever. So it was like, good luck in the rest of the world. Hope you don't do drugs and become addicts and die on the streets, because we don't know what is going to happen with you because you're poorly educated. And no, I'm just kidding. So however, I did get, I think it might have been my best grade minus like sports and PE type stuff or whatever that I was playing sports. It was like B in geometry. It stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. It was fun. The puzzles and figure out.
Incredible.
Everything else, not so good. Super tough.
Love it. I would love to see your transcript.
Oh my God, it's laughable. Ask Carrie. Carrie has a great story about seeing my transcripts for the first time. Before we were married, she still married me. She was
like, oh, I'm going to need to see different paperwork.
And I had to turn those in to become a firefighter. It was so embarrassing. Like, that's part of your backgrounds and part of everything. They all know. They're like, ooh, and they still took a chance on me. And look at me now. So, see, kids, it's okay.
He's tall. I'll tell you, my kids, if you're listening, if you're learning anything from Kane, if you're already tall, you're doing better. And you are like a nice person. That also helps, especially with teachers.
Good.
Yeah, because if you're doing poorly in class, but I like you, I want to do my best, right? If you're doing poorly in class and you're also being mean to me, that's going to be harder for me, right? So I tell kids that all the time. I'm like, just make sure the teacher likes you, okay? Yeah. Like, and you appear to be trying and you care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do what you can, right?
See, kids, the tips you learn on the Rusty Anchor Journey podcast right there.
There are no kids listening to this.
No, definitely not. Oh, man. Okay, so you get your teaching credential. You start teaching, like, it's math. So you got math, which that can be any grade, anything, whatever, right? So what do you do with that?
Right into the hard stuff. I was like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're hungry.
Oh, boy.
I didn't get into it to teach kids who didn't need my help. So I took on the low level classes and I taught them until the day that I left.
Wow.
Because that's who I wanted to work with. And that's who, for some reason, I think a culmination of like being raised the way I was and being who I am on like a more distant spiritual level, like that's who I wanted to be around. Mm-hmm. Were people who were like, just coming to this room makes me want to cry or scream or puke. Like I have so much anxiety and I'm not going to do a good job and such low affect. And so I was like, yeah, I'll take them. All of them. Yeah. It feed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And those are like behavioral issues come with the territory. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have classroom management skills because we didn't get to practice that at teaching college, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to learn that. And that took me like 5 years.
Wow. So how old were you when you were starting to teach in your teaching high school?
23 teaching high school. Okay. So
wow. This
is such a Whitney thing to do as a 23-year-old person who has known everything since they were 17. So I'm basically an old wizard at this point. I got married early. Same, like right before I got my teaching job, I got married to my ex-husband, who was in the military, and he did nothing but combat deployments, right? So he's also intense and knows everything, and I'm like the same. So we're like, this is a great idea, based on some like logistical goals that we had.
Yeah.
And almost nothing else. So I'm like a military wife, and I got a teaching credential, and I'm basically 5 years old. I'm 23 years old. I'm in the classroom, and I'm just like hitting it hard like it's 1960, you know, and I don't have any other choice.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
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 At least.
So that of 23 to 30 years of age was an extremely intense period of life. Yeah. Of like learning how to do my job and build a career and being in a relationship at the peak of wartime.
Mm-hmm.
And just also having, like, he and I having no emotional resources. We were the absolute worst versions of ourselves. And together. Apart, and he was very successful. I became very successful.
Yeah.
I had great friendships and relationships outside of that situation, and it was just like a vortex kind of.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at like 29 and a half and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where am I? How did I get here? Is this what I want to keep doing? Like, I'm like, you're stepping through a decade threshold here. It's time to like take some stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it was like, well, I don't think I want to do this like relationship anymore for sure. And my teaching had finally gotten good and fun, and I was making enough money to be a person, and I had paid off my student loans. So yeah, it was a wild time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, your two personalities, not to get into with your relationship, but it's like that seems really hard to like give that up or to make the change, because you guys are both stubborn. I'm right, strong-willed, like I can do anything, nope, and I'm not gonna fail at anything, and oftentimes those just come to a crazy head and are just major destructive things over such a long time. So for you to, and I don't know if it was amicable on his end or anything, but for you guys to come to that conclusion, or you to come and just be like, nope, we got to go, shows a lot of growth and stuff in that time with all the stress and everything. And to be like, yeah, I need to do this, like, or else whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So very impressive.
Yeah, lots of pride, lots of ego,
Yeah.
lots of fear, insecurity, all the things, right? And at 30, like thinking you're older, especially like in our community, like in the military situation, everybody got married when they were like between 18 and 20. Everyone was my age. And so I didn't feel too young for anything. But we were living like an insane lifestyle. And there was so much trauma and loss and grief and dysregulation and pain and suffering. And it was just part of the deal. And then socially, and this I can guarantee you happens to you, people will say things like, well, that's what you signed up for. And finally someone in their early 20s who knows shit about anything, right? And then you ask them to sign up. No, this is not what I signed up for, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like if future me was like, hey, here are the things.
Yeah.
Then I maybe would have known what I signed up for.
Yes.
But no, you don't.
Yeah.
And we tell people that, and then we trap them in their decisions because we are like, well, this is, you said you could do it.
Yeah. Look at them.
Like, oh yeah, I said I could do it. I said I could do a lot of things. Then I tried them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't appreciate that from the outside either.
Yeah.
And then there's this like, marriage is so hardcore, man. It's a huge commitment, and people are like, well, this is your decision, and
you made that decision. Oh,
you're committed, and blah, 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 and like the failure and being wrong. And it was like, I just had to grow out of all of that. So by the time I realized I needed to make a change, between that time and the time that I actually had the courage and the ability to do it, that took like 4 years. Yeah.
Damn. 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been sitting in that for 4 years, that contemplation state?
Contemplation and just like therapy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You gotta exhaust all efforts, right? So you don't just quit, I guess, or whatever they call it. But, you apply yourself, right? You try to own your shit and figure it out. And you can't do that if one person's doing that and the other person is absent.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
And there's a certain like career path in the military where having a family is not conducive. And it came down to like, that is the job that he wanted and he's very good at it. And I was like, okay, well, you can't have both because I'm done. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still hard, but dang.
Well, yeah, it's been 10 years. I've done stuff.
Well, we still share. And it's in some cases,
Which has happened in the healing process since like that decision was made, right? So I can sit here now and I can talk about it. And yeah.
Well, let's talk about that healing journey since then, right? Where you've gone. So that side of your life, that relationship is now gone. So you're like freeing up now, getting back to maybe having more control in your life and kind of going, okay, what are my goals now? Where do I want to be? And that kind of stuff. So what does that look like? Where are you going? What are you doing at that point in time?
My surfboards and my emotional support dog. I moved in with some friend, which was great for me. They offered me a space in their home and they have, a bunch of little kids and it was just like a place where someone was always home. And I could just decompress and go to work and, put myself back together, I guess. And
so you're still teaching
at
your
time, yeah. So teaching, let's see, when I started teaching and realized what I had done to myself, I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. And I was like, well, you can't because you have debt and you went to school for this and you have to stick it out. And then I pay off my student loans when I was like 28. And I was like, well, now I'm enjoying this, so I'll keep doing it. And then when I was 28, I was like, oh, I'll teach till I'm 40. And then, halfway to 40, I was like, I'm done. So I learned to be, that is a time that I learned to be like, fuck my plans, right? Because until then, I had everything I had committed to, I had done. And so then I was like, well, I said I was going to do it and I have to do it. And so that's when I learned, like, you don't know anything. So maybe stop doing that, right? Or maybe make it like, this is something I would love to do. However, if on the road to this, I learned that that is bad or not good for me, I should probably stop. So, which is, I'm still working on that, right? And listening to myself and obeying my intuition, which was like one of my big goals for like the last couple years, is just being like, shut up. She already knows. Just do what she says. And so wild time getting out of that lifestyle and coming back to Orange County from Oceanside and reintegrating with people who've known me my whole life. And because it's very isolating as well. So I had like over the decade that I had spent with him, like slowly pulled away from a lot of people, including my parents. And a lot of people didn't know what was going on with me. And it was easier that way because you can't talk about that shit with everybody. So coming back home and, having some fun, falling apart, trying different therapies, vibing it out, basically, which is essentially how I came to OpenWater. Because if you'd asked me when I got divorced if I wanted to work with veterans, I would have told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I jump right back into it.
It was like, oh yeah, that's where I belong.
Wait,
I was like, I'm done. Done with this. And so, very fortunate I don't believe in luck, very grateful that this has unfolded for me the way it has and brought together everything that I love with everything that I'm good at, with everything that I've healed through, all in one place. Yeah. So
let's talk about that introduction to open. After that, then so you mean you're still at a place, and I mean, obviously you've done some healing leading up to that, so maybe it was the right time to be introduced to it, but also maybe the right people too coming into your life at the right time as well, right? So tell me about who are those people, or what was that first introduction like for you with the organization OpenWater that we're talking about?
Yeah. So I was working with Morgan Hostray, doing the pool stuff that we do. We call that water immersion now. It's a fantastic course through OpenWater, but it was in its infancy and she needed guinea pigs, and I was all too happy to volunteer to be underwater. And it was just like such a fun time building that and working mostly with kids. And then Danny Nichols, co-founder of OpenWater, his daughter Kate came to Watergroms often. So I knew him only through that. To me, he was Kate's dad. And he approached Morgan about putting together a pool class for OpenWater. And at the time, my role with Waterlogged was to figure out how much that costs and how we're going to pull it off and things like that. So put together like a sensible nonprofit package for them, and then coached that class. And met Kyle, Jordan, you guys.
Yeah.
And then around that same time, in preparation for the channel crossing, Morgan had suggested that we train some people up in Tahoe instead of just flying them out in November and seeing what happens, right? So that's when I met Jake and Brooke and spent time.
All the North Carolina people.
Yeah. And Jake, being of a similar career background as my ex, spending time with him and like listening to him talk about his wife and his kids and how much he cared about his family and like how he was trying to be better and invest in that way. That really gave me like some hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it can be done.
But it's one. It was just my experience, not everyone's experience.
Yeah. Shout out Jake Green, dude. Yeah. Love that guy.
Love you, Jake.
Yeah, I love you, Jake. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but I love you.
Yeah. So that was helpful for me, big time. And then, of course, I showed up at the channel crossing in 2021, and I walked into that room at 4th of July Cove and looked at all of the mustaches and flannels and had a panic attack. Not as bad as some of the ones before, but absolutely like, what am I doing here? This is too much for me. Like, these guys, everybody looks like that. And just like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But channel crossings are my area of comfort.
That's you. It's not ours.
Yeah.
And all of us that were there are like, what the fuck am I doing? Oh no. Right. I mean, that was my second one by that time, but yeah, we're all still like, I don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And you're the one that's like, I've done it. I'm there, so that's, I mean, maybe that was helpful for you, even though you're panicking, like, okay, but I'm the captain now.
I am the captain now. So because it was scary, I decided to be in charge of it.
Yeah, sure.
Which was my nature.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you don't back down from a challenge.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 2021, essentially it was just like a volunteer. And then started helping Danny with some behind the scenes administrative work, and then helped put together the first Waterman retreat in 2022. Mm-hmm. And that was the summer where I was like, I'm going to leave the classroom. Like, I'm done. It's run its course. I'm ready for something new. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I stood in the woods in Tahoe and I was like, okay, I'm going to jump.
Yep.
I'm going to do it.
Yep. Jumping all in.
It's like, here I go. So I transitioned from teaching full time to kind of like running open water as much as I could so that Danny didn't have to do so much stuff at once. And then doing like odd jobs here and there, but which led to where we are now, where I'm the executive director. But a couple years in operations and things like that, just getting us to where we are now. Yeah.
I feel like you've always been the executive director in a sense, like in theory, it's like who you are. Not taking away from what Danny did, but like you were needed. You were what Danny needed, right? Because Danny is such an idea guy and has the grandiose visionary. I guess we'll say not idea guy, but visionary.
And he's like,
you do all the stuff that
he's like, you are gonna have a job one day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when, but this is your path that I see for you.
Right.
And so it just, and then he wasn't wrong. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. Danny and I are very similar. So like I totally get like how much of a breath of fresh air you must have been once you realized that you could trust you. Yeah, you're not afraid of computers. You're organized. You want to do the stuff. You're motivated to do it. Yeah, and you can be trusted, right? Because that's really hard, right? He and Kyle Kelly, coming up with OpenWater, being co-founders together. It's their baby, it's a brainchild. And when you're a visionary and you have this big plan and you have goals that you want this to go to and see to fruition, it's a lot to entrust to somebody that you just meet or you're getting to know. So to see that early on was really good.
Delivered to them by the universe. That was not random.
No.
Yeah. It's been great. I really enjoyed it. I've learned so much. As you know, there's so many amazing people involved.
Oh yeah.
That know things that I don't know. My background is algebra. So so just getting to learn from people who are willing to teach, right? And be like, they have faith in me, and then they also are like, and I'll help you.
Yeah.
So really cool.
Yeah, super cool. And kind of wanted, because I thought there's all these fun stories like intertwined here and these connections. But 2021, was that when you met Adam, right? Was that the next year, 2022?
In 22.
I always forget the crossings, like the years that were.
I'm so bad at chronological time, but I've just told this story enough times. He came to the Waterman Retreat with the North Carolina crew as a fireman. And
and who is Adam to you now at this point?
Listen.
This is why this is important. It's so fast.
It's important context in between telling people that we met at this retreat and we're married and we're having a baby.
Yeah.
We did not get together at this retreat in Tahoe. That would have been egregious.
Yeah.
He was going through something major. I had been going through something major, and I had also 6 days before I met him, I had lost a good friend to suicide. And I was shook up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a fucking puddle.
Yeah.
So, but that is where we met, and he's one of the people who what we provided OpenWater really worked for him. Really got him out of his recliner, off the bottle, out in the world, back into himself. Really, 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 really all on his own. And then after his first channel crossing, I got a phone call from our leadership back east about him. And, post channel crossing is like the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your peak experience, and then the come down is brutal.
Yeah.
And the holidays are hard. And anyways, right? So tangentially, that has been something we've been working on developing since then, is what happens after the crossing. And we have a whole bunch of what happens after the crossing now, but it's because we learned that you can't just have people do that and then leave them on their own.
Right.
So he was having a hard time. I was doing nerdy stuff for Danny, accounting stuff. And I had plenty of free time, but I was like, I got to find someone to reach out to this guy because he's a fireman. I should probably find somebody like to mentor him or connect with him or whatever. And then eventually I was like, why are you delegating this? It's so weird. Just pick up the phone. So I called him one day and I was like, hey man, you want to hang out? And he was like, what? How? And I was like, I thought we could watch a movie together this weekend. And he was like, but you, I'm like, I know. I live like 3,000 miles away. I was like, I've seen people do this before. I've never done it. But I was like, I think how it works is we FaceTime and we pick the same movie and we press play at the same time. And when one of us has to pee, we press pause at the same time. Vibe it out. And we did that. And then from then on for like a year, we just started talking a lot. I would just call him when I was driving, or I would send him a video, or he would send me a video. We just had this like 1 year long dialogue. And he was really like, if you were at the 22 crossing, you know that it was really hard, physically.
Very, very hard.
And emotionally. And so
all the things.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Well, he was training his ass off for 23 because he was terrified of repeating that experience. And he had joined Workhorse, which is the gym that we partner with in North Carolina. It's the best gym on planet Earth. So he's working out, he's training, he's realizing like, I don't think I can stay in this town. There's too much pain here for me. I think I want adventure. I think I want this, I want that. And I was like, yeah, you're free. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Like, I'm the first person to tell you to quit your job, right?
Right.
Yeah, just having those conversations, and then ended up planning like a group trip together because I wanted to go to this concert in Nashville. And so I hit him up and some other friends, and I was like, you guys want to meet up in Nashville and go to this concert together? And everyone said yes. And when my plane landed late, #Southwest.
Shout out Southwest. What?
The plane landed so late that they came to the airport to get me because they drove there from North Carolina, which is far. So they showed up at the airport to get me, and I like made eye contact with him, and he had changed a lot since the last time I had seen him in person. And I was like, uh-oh.
There's feelings that
I was like, uh-oh, shit. I was freaking out for a lot of reasons. And he was like coming for me. And I didn't know that, right? So he was like, no, this is a thing. And I was like, this cannot be a thing. And so it was like a very interesting weekend.
Oh.
We had a great time. And then when the weekend was over, I went back to North Carolina with them in the car because Kyle was meeting me out there and we were going to do a project. And Adam was like the key documentary subject of the project. So they spent the rest of the week at his house with Kyle, documenting him, taping his story, learning things I had not known. And by the end of that week, we were like, okay, I think this is a thing. So I'm gonna go home and now just ask Danny if this is okay.
Yeah.
From like an HR perspective. And like we had to figure this out. But truth be told, I was like 100% sold when I left, when I got on that plane. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, this needs to be okay.
This is 100% like not up to me. The decision has been made. So of course Danny was like, let me guess. And I was like, you didn't know. And he's like, yes, I did. I totally predicted this. I'm like, whatever, fine. But yeah.
I will tell you from an outsider's perspective, I think, and everybody, we're all psyched when this happened. It's awesome to see people get together and be pumped for that that relationship and for that happening, So really
like
cool.
shit behind your back.
But also not even know, because like I kind of like, if you kind of knew and it wasn't like out there, like, is it happening? Does it? Yeah, it sure looks like something's going on there, but I don't know because no one said anything. That was me. That was my version because I wasn't as connected. I'm just kind of like going, that's freaking cool because I got to know Adam a little bit. And I love the guy. We had some couple conversations during this first crossing, and it's like, dude, this guy's awesome. Everybody from North Carolina. I think it's maybe because that's just that part of the world or part of the United States.
They're
just
better than that.
Yeah, it's just such kind, just people that just care and love and just whatever, just accept or whatever. There's something about it that's different than here, right? They have time for you, and it was super cool. So, and then knowing you and my first interactions with you, I was like, Whitney's cool, dude. She's a cool person, like human being. My wife envies you. She's the coolest chick ever. And it's like, yeah. And so just see the two of you guys get together, it's been awesome. It's been amazing. So I appreciate you sharing some of those details because I think that's important. I think it's important to show just kind of you, who you are, your journey, also what OpenWater is giving to you in so many different ways, right? Personally and, work-wise, everything. It's been awesome.
I changed my whole life, right?
Yeah.
Like I was ready for my whole life to change,
Yeah.
but I didn't have like as a plan or ingredients. I was just open, right? And so it's been great. It's been very what's the word? I don't know what the word is.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, so a lot of gratitude. Very happy. I didn't think I was going to be happy. I wanted to be happy. I just didn't know how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was married and I said I wanted to be happy, I got laughed at. Mm-hmm. So to now have it be like, it's pretty fucking, and it's possible. Right. Yeah. So super cool.
Yeah. It's rad. Wow. So you get this executive director position now finally bestowed upon you, well earned after so much time behind the scenes, and everybody knows. I feel like everybody just knows like it's happening, or you're going to be the person, and hoping for that. And so now you have all this responsibility as the executive director.
Yes,
that you're taking on.
All the consequences are mine.
Yes, they're all yours. And so going into 2026 now, with a full head of steam, what are some of the things that are going on with OpenWater? What are some things that people can expect from OpenWater and programs and things? What's on the calendar? What's on the agenda this year?
Let's go big to small.
Okay.
On this. We're in year 2 of the women's program, which is very it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's very near dear to me. Like,
yeah.
I just, when I came on board and I started helping, I told Dana and Carl, I love what we're doing. This is fantastic, but we really have to help families.
It's okay.
Sometimes the crying is like the discreet tear, right? And like my Shoe Line podcast, everyone's like, wow, how do you cry and stop crying so quickly? But at this phase in my life hormonally, that is not an option.
Yes.
Things have changed.
Yes. That little bun in the oven's just mixing everything up for you.
We're in crying phase.
Yeah. It's okay. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So our women's program it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it. And it's only in year 2. Yeah. So to watch it become what it has become so quickly is amazing. It's for spouses, it's for caretakers, it's for first responders, it's for military, it's for women who check one of those boxes. And it's a 6-month program now, and it centers around the outrigger canoe, the OC6, and training for let's see, Avalon to Newport in April. And there's breath work, and there's pool training, and there's team building, and ladies just know how to do it. Like if I was doing this with men, there would have been no cupcakes. There would have been no whiskey shots. There would have been no potluck.
Yeah.
And so it's just beautiful, and I'm so proud of it.
Brunches.
Yeah. Multiple brunches and pretty. Multiple. So super cool. We've got some incredible women who came out of nowhere last year and just stepped up huge, and they are leading the program. I'm not leading the program. I'm facilitating it. I can do whatever they need, but on purpose, I'm not leading the program. And there's these incredible women who are, and there's all these dudes who are like, well, I want to do that paddle. And I'm like, well, you're not a lady. So, and so, it's cool. And then 1st of February, our active mentorship application launches. And so for those people who think that the Veterans Day channel crossing is just this once a year paddle for anybody who wants to do it, I would love to re-educate you at this moment. The channel crossing in November is the culmination of 6 months of training, fellowship, classes, paddling, all these things that we offer to 12 people per year. So application in February, and then an interview, and then a selection process, and then an onboarding process. And then before you come out in June for the performance camp, there's some online learning. And then from June to October, there's basically a part-time job's worth of paddle training, especially if you're not a paddler to begin with, which most people aren't who come into our programs. Active mentorship is offered to former and current first responders and military and spouses. So it's an individual program. Our ladies program is a team program. Our active mentorship program is for individuals. It's not like gender specific. It's any individual who qualifies, who wants to take on something really, really huge for themselves. And there's so much personal dedication required. There's so much support from us, but you really, 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 really have to want it, and it has to be the right time for you. So, the wait, I don't want to call it the wait list, but the interest list right now has 20 people on it. Hopefully all of them apply. But we picked 12. And we picked 12 because 12 people can get to know each other, and 12 people can come out for a week in June, and 12 people can stay in touch. And within 12 people, you'll find 2 or 3 people that you can really, really connect with and stay friends with forever. And they'll have that resource. So it's very important that that's the number, and that it doesn't become larger than that for this program. And then I would love to tell you how that 12 people becomes 50 paddlers by November. Each person gets a mentor. The mentor also commits to the paddle. So those are people who've done the paddle before and who are in a position to give back and serve and pay it forward. And they're not expected to stroke for stroke with their mentee, but they are also training, and they're available to that person to call and be like, hey, I got a rash.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? Yeah. Or like, hey, I tried eating this today and it sucked. Yeah. They're just looking for, I don't know.
Advice, tips.
Yeah, you've done it.
Yes.
You've done it several times.
Yeah. First time ever doing it, I had no clue what's going on, and just had to figure it out. And you learn real quick what works, what doesn't work. And everybody's different. So it's cool to give those tips. And it's huge. Yeah, that's a big deal to have a mentor to help with that, especially because I had paddling background, ocean background. I mean, imagine not having anything at all going into this, and you don't even know, you can't even fathom what that is like to be out there at all. and as OpenWater does a great job through the performance camp of talking about that stuff, giving chances to experience things, paddling different craft, and putting some miles in to see what it feels like. So it's not like it's completely foreign, but it's helpful having somebody that's been through it before to give you
exactly
those little tips, pro tips. Yeah.
So the mentors are crucial. So that's 24 paddlers right there, and then we have coaches. That's usually Adam, Morgan.
Sometimes Mark Shoeline's been up there before.
Well, and then we have our watermen. What do I call you guys? Like spirit animals who are like absolutely essential to have in the channel because they have so much experience with so many different bodies of water, and in particular our channel. And they have, the fortitude, the capacity to be there for someone no matter what. So they're not going to be in a mental space where they can't give for 32 miles. So those people, is super important. And then we offer 10 spaces for civilian paddlers who want to support the mission through fundraising. So, and that's 50. So, and
the medic squad, that's right.
Oh, plus the medic relay, right? So we have 4 paramedics who relay, who can be available for a medical emergency through Huntington Beach Fire Department. And so, I'm not afraid of having lots of paddlers in the water. I can accommodate lots of paddlers, but if you look at the way the event is set up and how we run like the ceremony the day before and how intimate it all is, it goes right out the window when you add tons of people. And I would never add tons of people in the name of like financial gain. We've had several discussions about keeping this paddle as authentic as possible and true to its roots and true to mission. And that's why it is the way it is. There's tons of room for people to get involved at different levels. We always need volunteers at the beach. We need community members to step up and help support, escort boats, things like that. But it's important, I think, for people to understand that the crossing that day is about those 12 individuals. And everyone in the water knows that. So the other, what is that? 50 minus 12? That's my wheelhouse.
Tell me about Wizard.
The other 38 paddlers, if they didn't understand that, they wouldn't be there. Because the final say on like who's paddling and who's not is mine, right? So in particular this year, we communicated that very early. I had lots of conversations. Everybody there understands why we're there. And so that's what's most important, I think, to me for the Veterans Day battle.
Yeah.
We've got 2 races in the spring. We've got the lifeguard lap on the Central Coast in Avila.
Yeah.
It's prone only. It's fun. It's old school, and it raises money to support Avila Beach lifeguards. We have our Memorial Day race at NAC, which is open craft, full free for all, super for funsies.
Dogs, cats, kids.
Plenty of opportunities to participate there and have a good time. And then if you're more of a land person, we have the 9/11 Honor Challenge, which is Kane's favorite. And that's in September. And we honor 9/11, and we raise money and we raise awareness. And that's in Huntington Beach. And the only water at that event is drinking water. And
and what you pour on your head. It is ridiculous. It's hot and sweaty and crazy, but a fun event in its own right too. I would love to just spend time on that. There's something about the intentionality behind everything that OpenWater does is always something that I admire, which is, every day that's celebrating or bringing awareness or supporting military veterans, active duty, and first responders. There's something OpenWater is doing for that and providing an experience of some sort for everybody. So for first responders, active duty military veterans, and the community. Everybody gets to be involved on those days together, which is really cool. and 9/11 Honor Challenge is one of those days. I mean, that was one that just affected everybody. That's one of the ones that affected not only the community, obviously, but like first responders and military together, right? Like it's unique. Veterans Day and Memorial Day is military. Those are military holidays, right? 9/11 is a holiday, not a holiday, I mean, but it's a day to support everybody, the whole civilians, everybody, right? Including, so to come together on land and go through a grueling workout, which I say grueling, do not let that shock you and deter you from showing up, because the beauty about it is it's not a competition. Just like anything that OpenWater does is not a competition. The only person you're competing with is yourself if you want to, or your buddies if you want to. It's your own thing, but it's never promoted as such. It's more of an experience, and we want you to do what you want to do. What you need to get out of it, we want you to get out of it. And if that is on 9/11 walking around the track or just doing the stairs and nothing else, so be it. If that's you just sitting there and rooting people on, passing out water to people, awesome. Just be in that environment. It's absolutely incredible. So for what the one land event without water, it's really well done, and it's super cool. And I know you say, like, I look forward to it. It kills me. I'm not too dissimilar to Morgan in that I just feel so out of place on land. Like, I'm much more comfortable in the water, and land hurts because land weighs me down. I'm heavy on land.
None of us belong on those bleachers. I'll tell you what. But I don't say it like you. You love it as a workout, but you are our host essentially. And you were working last year, and I had to public speak in your place.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Great job. Don't worry about it.
I'll bet you do.
But I don't want you to give that to me.
No, I will not give that to you. Unfortunately, we're called and got sent out to a brush fire, and that time of year is kind of tough. It does happen sometimes, but
California.
Let's try not to do that again next year. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. No, it was hilarious because Danny was like, sometimes he'll frame something a certain way to get me to say yes, but it's because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it was like this push-pull between us about who's going to speak instead of you. Yeah. And I think I talked him into it. And then the night before, he's like, I can't do this. And I was like, ah! And so I sat down, and he goes, here's what I always read. And I read it, and I was like, I can't say this. I'm not saying this. So I just wrote something completely different. Yeah. And that, I think, one of my biggest lessons in general as an adult moving through stuff is like, the more authentic I am, the easier things are going to be. Yeah. So I wrote something that, resonated with my experience and how I feel about everything. And then thankfully, Toby and Chief McCoy both spoke after me. And then this lovely teenager person sang the national anthem. And I was like, let's go. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah. That was such a weird thing because I'd come there the day we're doing marketing stuff for it, right?
Friday.
Yep, the Friday before we're doing this marketing stuff for it and everything. I'm on duty, and we were allowed to bring our engine down and participate and do our thing with our crew and everybody. It was awesome. It was a great thing. And then that afternoon we get launched on the brush fire, and I go, fuck, are you kidding me? And I had this feeling. I'm like, things are going too good. You're excited to do this. And I knew there was a fire burning, and I'm like, it was way up north. I'm like, I don't think we'll probably be okay. And then boom, we're gone. I'm like, of course we're gone. Of course this happened. I felt horrible. So glad. One of the unfortunate parts of our job that I don't like is those things when you just get launched for everything just changes, and you have to let people down and see you later. Oh, it's so tough. But I'm so glad we have really good people like you that can take care of it.
Selfishly, when that does happen to you and I end up with the dog, I am never mad.
That's true. You do. It's the Kingman's auntie over here. So that is true. I appreciate that. That helps me.
Yeah, I do. I do not mind those phone calls. Yeah.
So we got the 9/11 Honor Challenge. So we got those three big events. So we got the women's team doing the Wild Buffalo, who are in training currently. And so hopefully those interested next year come down to the NEC in April. What's the date? April. I sure it's because Carrie's in it.
April 12th. I'll remind you.
Yeah, it's in the calendar. I just off the top of my head, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So Carrie, my wife, is doing it. And I'm super proud of her. And I remember telling Whitney, because she's like, I think I want Carrie to do it. And I go, Good luck. That was the first thing I said, because I did not think she was going to do it. She's fully capable, and I am fully confident in her. And I always want her to do hard things. And it was so cool that she's been, a testament to the way the program is. She has embraced it fully. She's told me multiple times how, like, if it wasn't set up different, if it was set up differently, she wouldn't have made it this far. But because everything incrementally grows and gets harder, in line with people bonding at the same time, it makes it hard to leave or to not show up, because you're just with each other, so it grows so good organically, and it's set up perfectly the way it works out to make a hard thing manageable and doable. You guys do a great job with it. So she's stoked. But anyway, yeah, come on down to NEC on April 12th if you want to see what it's like to welcome these women in, as well as all the other canoes coming across. I mean, it's a spectacle for sure once they all get in there. And then we've got the Veterans Day Channel crossing. That'll be coming up in November too. So that's awesome. So we covered that. That's my favorite overall of all the events, for sure, to participate and to see and watch people go through. And then 9/11 Honor Challenge. And then what else do we have? So those are the big ones, right?
Memorial Day will be Sunday, the 24th at NAC. And it's tough. The lifeguard lap and the Wild Buffalo really are the same weekend, because that's just how it shook out this year. I am attending both because it's important to me to be at both, and that just means I'll be driving a lot. And I can't do the crossing this year because I'm a liability, and so I'll have a lot of FOMO. But it did free me up to be able to attend both of those. And then we have a racing outrigger team who will be doing the Scora events starting in May all the way through summer. And we have social paddles every month. So if anyone out there is just like, I want to try it, but I really don't want to sign up for anything, social paddles are for you. We also have surfing now. So you can come to the beach, surf with us, teach someone else how to surf, learn how to surf yourself. You don't need equipment. You don't need money. Social paddles are the same way. Come out to NAC. We'll get you in a canoe, get you on a stand-up, get you trying a prone, whatever you want to try. Bring your kids, bring your family. And then something that, in my opinion, would require a little bit more of a commitment just athletically, as we do offer our water immersion pool training twice a week. So we have a beginner course on Fridays, and then we have an advanced course on Wednesdays. So if you are looking to get into like the freediving space or explore CO2 tolerance from, I would say, an athletic perspective, or maybe even a stress reduction perspective, that pool class is for you. And that would probably be that's my favorite type of training that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
And it will take you places that you didn't know you had. Like, it will push you. And just the way that it's coached and trained is so accessible. And it's, it like crescendos you appropriately, because, Morgan has done so much research and so much experimenting, both on herself and others, and just to learn how to maximize the benefits of it without hurting anyone and without, what is it? Like having contrary results, right? Because you can push it too far and bad things will happen, and then you won't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's inside your brain.
Yeah.
And she knows that because she put the work in. And so 10 out of 10 recommend that class as well. Yeah. So there's something for everyone, I think, unless you're just like, can we go on a hike? Then no, we don't have anything for you.
Yeah.
With plenty of hikers in our crew.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. Nope. That's your own thing. That's fine. That's why it's open water, not open land.
Yes.
For sure.
Try it, especially if you're scared or you think you're not going to fit in or you don't belong or whatever. Just give us a shot.
We're all doing things that we're uncomfortable with and trying to figure it out. So you would fit right in no matter what. The water immersion stuff is pretty incredible. I've only done it one time through the whole program though. So that one time that we set up,
we did the long program.
ran a long program, which was a full 8-hour day at the beginning, and then six weeks of evening classes on Wednesday, like 2-hour workouts or whatever. And I want to go back. I just need to be motivated to get to. I want to get back into it. It was so fun, and what was interesting is being pushed to places you've never been pushed before and doing things you've never done before, but you've seen on TV or whatever. And people, you see Laird Hamilton rocking with rocks under the water and doing stuff like, oh, that's cool. You're doing stuff like that in the pool. Like, it's pretty rad. And getting yourself to hold your breath in a way that you never thought you could, or longer than you ever thought you could, is incredible. It is uncomfortable. And it's weird because doing it regularly, when we had to do it through that whole program, you could also see that every day was different that you'd come in, or week, I guess. So the class that you go on the week, on Wednesday nights, one week would be like, dude, I was crushing, dude, killing it. Felt so good. Tired, but whatever, but like held my breath really good, felt relaxed. And then you go the next week and you're like, oh my God, dude, I can hold my breath for like 30 seconds, it feels like, or whatever. Like, and it's this whole mental thing. And it was really cool to kind of be able to experience that and try to work through that and realize that you change all the time. You're not always ready and prepared, whether it's physiologically or mentally, push yourself. And you try and you do the best you can. And sometimes you just keep hitting walls,
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this, but I was just at the police station talking to Toby, and I saw the memorial plaque, but we had you guys in class at the pool right after HB1 crashed.
Yes.
And we were not sure what to do, and how to be, and and we asked, and we got told, give us a workout. And so your state changes, and so showing up for something like that is historically challenging does help you key into your state. Like, one time I ate a salad too close to breath hold training, and I ruined my entire workout. And I was like, well, note to self, kale is the enemy. Oof. I still love kale. Oh. With the right dressing, it's fantastic.
Bitter lover of bitterness. Goodness.
You guys have a kale sign in your kitchen.
That's true. That's true.
Is it Carrie's?
It's more of a play on words,
Yes. She's in it for the pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, kale.
Yeah. But you just, it helps. Yeah. I think it helps with your awareness, and then it helps with also your, some of us are like, the bar is here, so I am here, and learning how to be like, well, I'm a human. So now I'm not always going to hit it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go. Yeah. And show up.
Show up. Yes.
And I think we had fun.
Oh, we did.
I think we had fun today.
We did have fun. It started off kind of like, it's heavy, and we were talking about it, but it's like, let's get into it, And that's why you have to show up. You just never know. You never know what you're going to experience, who you're going to meet, how you're going to feel, whatever. And if it's shitty, then it's shitty. It is what it is. If it's amazing, that's amazing. But you're never going to know if you're going to just sit there and doom scroll, and not show up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Go.
Yeah. So that's one thing that Carrie's been teaching me a lot through this, because it's been a challenge with the outrigger canoe team, and for her, and she just shows up, and every time it's so incredible. I mean, I talked to her before she goes, and I'm like, just being supportive, and that's right. And then she goes, she's like, it was the most incredible day. I had this and this and that, and I'm like, awesome. And she usually keeps telling herself to show up. So that's a great lesson in life, I think, that we can do for all things is, just get there. Now, granted, you listen to your body too. If you are not in a place to be, it's okay. Don't force yourself to show up or anything. But if it's more of like I don't really feel like going, just blah, like mental
brain,
yes. Right? Yeah, then you should.
It's almost always your brain telling you
yeah.
They're not even going to notice if you don't go. They don't need you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so all these magical things and these experiences, where can people go if they're interested in participating or volunteering or donating or all that stuff? How do they get involved with open water?
The internet.
Yay, through webs.
I would say Instagram is a very great place to get information about what we have going on. A DM is a great way to get in touch with us. And our website has a couple of places where you can get info and then some places where you can click a button and fill out a form. And if you fill out a form on our website or you send us a DM, a human person will call you, and it'll be me or Adam for the most part. So, and the purpose of that phone call is literally just to see what we can do for you, what makes sense for you, where are you logistically, and just get you connected in a way that makes sense. So
yeah, and there's a famous movie called OpenWater. So if you Google OpenWater, it's going to take a while to find the website. So don't do that. So go to beopenwater.org for the website information. So it's beopenwater.org. And then on Instagram, same thing. It's beopenwater on Instagram.
Good call.
Yeah, so be sure, because I still do that for some reason, even though I know the website. Sometimes I'll still Google and I'm like, gotta have it. And I go, oh my God, I'm going to find it on here.
Deadlock.
We're just buried in there. So anyway, yeah, so awesome. Highly recommend checking out. And again, if it's not something that you want to participate in a capacity of volunteering or actually showing up and being a part of anything like this, make sure you donate if you want to. And there's monthly donation options, so you can give consistently or just one-time donation. The beauty behind it is it goes and directly impacts first responders, military veterans, spouses, active duty military, all that stuff. All the people that are out there serving the community, it's going to help them function and serve you better. And they deserve that. They deserve, for a lifetime of service to others, to be supported and be given opportunities to be the best humans that they can be. There's a lot put on them, a lot of sacrifices that they make. And yes, we talked about earlier that, oh yeah, that's what you signed up for, of course. But we signed up and you didn't, right? Kind of thing, right? So it's like we signed up for a reason because we have this drive to serve. And whatever comes with it, we get it and we're going to deal with it. But it doesn't mean that we have to just deal with it and let it ruin our lives, right? So we have to.
And everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. We're community-based creatures. We're tribal. We need each other. And if that's your means of saying thank you, excellent. I think we're a great place to put that money because I know where the money goes around here. So, and it goes to the mission. So
it's great.
We love that. And so many generous people who don't even know us have been supporting us. And I'm so, so grateful for those people. High chance that if you send us money, you're going to get a phone call from me. And it might be weird, but I'm going to do it. But yeah.
Yeah. So we appreciate those donors. And I just push for that just because I've been a direct benefactor of OpenWater. It's done a lot for my life and my career. It's staved off a lot of problems that could have continued and happened in my career and in my life. It's that channel crossing alone. I could go into an entire podcast about what that channel crossing and each one of them that I've done has meant to me, and what I've experienced going across that, not only myself, but also experienced with others, going through there and just trying to, be there with them and as they go through their first journeys. And it's hard. It's even hard to put to words, but I'd be a different person without it. And so I'm so passionate about this, about OpenWater. It's all over my truck and stickered everything. My license plate is OpenWater customer related. I mean, it just means the world to me. So really appreciate all you guys that donate, all you guys that show up and volunteer, everybody that comes to participate. It's incredible. So we encourage you guys to keep coming out and doing that. And we're looking forward to an awesome year in 2026 with all the events coming up. So exciting. I do have a few things before we close it down. That's always kind of fun to ask. I like to try to find some fun little questions or different things, to kind of lighten it up if we have heavy topics or anything crazy. But what was your first tattoo, Whitney? Whitney is very covered up right now. Underneath the layers of the apparel,
all inked up.
There are some tattoos all over the place. But you have a passion for tattoos, as do I now. But what was your first tattoo ever that you remember? Or maybe the most meaningful?
I remember. That's fun. I remember all of them.
I don't know why I said that.
I didn't get a tattoo until I was 26 years old. I wanted tattoos as maybe like a toddler, and I was very much a like Sharpie all over the body type of kid. And I at summer camp Sharpied all over my friends. And but I'm very particular about my aesthetic, so I wasn't gonna just rush out at 18 and get a tattoo for tattoo's sake.
Yeah.
So all of my tattoos, to me, at a minimum, have a significance of like are placed and look and represent a certain thing, like aesthetically, if not like tied to a memory, are very meaningful, etc. So I got an anchor tattoo, as one does, with my last name over it, at American Beauty, which I don't know if they moved or closed, but they're gone now. But they used to be on PCH right by where I live now, which at the time was very far away to me as like but it was near school, and I got it under my arm in case I was wrong, and I hated tattoos and I never wanted to see it again. So that was my first tattoo, and I loved every minute of it. I was obsessed. And then my second tattoo is this octopus half sleeve, essentially. So it went from like 0 to hero.
Like it good.
I'm committed, and now I don't know how many I have, but I did start a tattoo this summer, and I had to cancel my appointment when I had like a pretty confident suspicion that I was pregnant. And so the tattoo artist was one of the first people we told about the baby, because I had an appointment. And I texted him and I was like, hey, what are the rules about this? And he goes, yeah, you can't come in. So I gave Adam my appointment, and so he got like a bonus tattoo.
Score.
And I have an unfinished shark on my calf.
Oh.
It's all completely light. It's just not colored in. Yeah. And so, I'll get that finished eventually. Yeah. But it still looks fine.
Yeah. Awesome. I didn't know that. That's a game story.
It is.
Who was the first person you told about? That's pretty rad. Tattoo artist. Okay, it's there. That tracks. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, prone or sup?
It's not a real question.
I know.
Don't come at me with a stand-up paddle. Yes. Listen, I'm prone. I'm a prone kid from early on.
Yeah.
And I am not an inefficient stand-up paddler. I just get no joy from it.
Yes. I went back the opposite way. I was a supper. I still sup. I sup surf, but I was the distance racer guy. That's what I got into forever. And then since the Channel Crossing,
now you're
started first ever, I'm a prone guy, and prone to I die, I think, just because it is, well, first of all, I was a boogie boarder forever, so I do like laying down, and I still am a boogie boarder. I still love it, but there's some connection with being prone and the hand in the water. The view from sup is undeniable, like standing up.
Agreed.
Incredible. Like you can't beat that. Like the things you see and that vision and just being on the water, it looks cool. But the connection to the water is different on prone. It's cool.
You just feel the ocean in a very different way.
You really do. Yeah. It's super cool. So, all right. Well, we won't do this or that as much, but because I only had a couple of those questions, and since you just chat on the first one, I will just vote for that. But what is something you have to do every day? What's like a routine thing that you're like, I need to do this, or something you have to have every day that's part of the thing, and it's gonna maybe mess your day up if you don't.
That's so funny. Right now is such an interesting question to ask, because it's so like my resiliency is so low. Yeah. I look at the ocean every day. I look at the wind. I want to know, right? I want to know what's happening at sea, essentially. I'm a big weather geek, so I pay attention to that type of stuff, and it just makes me feel connected, even if I'm not getting the water time that I would desire, just to know, like, high tides at 11:30.
Yeah, totally. I like that too. I check Wii all the time.
The tides, the wind, all of that.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't know what I'm stationed at a station right by the water, as you know, and so I'm always looking at wind changes and the birds. That's my big thing. I'm a big osprey. I have an osprey in our
Yeah, I come visit
I
your
love
birds.
it. I'm just
Yeah.
birding it up. Yeah. Love birds. Okay. When you're stressed out, like what is your go-to cope? Like when you're just like healthy or unhealthy, it doesn't matter. But what
Just safe space answer.
yeah, this is it. No one's gonna hear this. It's fine.
No one's gonna listen to this. I'm a singer. So I think I mentioned this before, like frequency movement is important to me.
Yeah.
Singing is a really good way for me to get my feelings out
Mm.
because there's a music for every emotion. There's so I have like a billion playlists on my Spotify, but all of them have like really specific purposes.
Yeah.
I have one specifically for the morning. I have one for full moons. I have,
Oh, wow.
one for water aerobics.
Yeah.
One for cardio, which I hate. Yeah, all kinds of, yeah. 'Cause music can take you places and you're just like, if you're having like a stuck emotion, especially because, right now I don't have a lot of things to complain about. So of course I'm experiencing anger from the past.
Yeah.
And so
A little angsty in those playlists. Thanks to playlists.
times.
Yes.
But yeah, singing is kind of my go-to for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, I don't know if I consciously do it, but at the station, I usually wipe down the engine. I'm an engineer, so I wipe down the engine by myself in the morning. It's kind of like my morning time, and I get up early before everybody and go do that. And I always turn tunes on, right? And like sometimes people can tell like what kind of mood I'm in the morning by what my playlist is, and sometimes it's very angsty. Sometimes it's not because I'm in that mood, but sometimes it is. And I will listen to the heaviest of heavy, metal, thrash metal, whatever, sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning by myself. And people are like, oh, no, but
Yeah.
I'm usually not. But sometimes it's just like, I just need that. And most of the time I have a good vibes playlist. It's called Good Vibes, right?
Yeah, that's
And
usually your brand.
That's my brand. And it's not even like all good vibes songs, or for some reason it should be called more like fire pit music. Like we're just gonna hang around the fire pit. Like it's just good background music that you can sing along to if you want to, or might capture your attention. But it also just goes with whatever you're going through or talking about at the pit. But I call it good vibes. But yeah, it's so funny. But you're right. Music is like that with me. I'm the same way. It just takes me places and has lots of meaning.
Yeah.
And it really depends. It's very moody too. It's cool. Awesome. And I love getting new music. Do you do a lot of like new music, get new music from people, or how do you find new music? Not necessarily like the newest, like today's new music, but just stuff that you've never heard before.
So there's two people in my life who, three people in my life who I'll listen to whatever they send me. So my buddy Enrique, who's one of my teacher friends, he just sent me a new song yesterday. No context will send me something he heard that he thinks I'll like.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, it's either from his playlist or his wife's.
Yeah.
And so they're a fantastic resource. They listen to great stuff that's really different from me. And then my best friend Jen, she's a hugely committed 90s R&B enthusiast, but she's also like trendier than me. So she'll hear things before me and she'll be like, yo, new Bruno Mars, this is for you. So I'll listen to that. And then my niece Taya, who's on the East Coast now, who's she's like me. She's like extremely musical and in the same ways that I am. And she'll be like, did you listen to the whole new Taylor Swift album yet? And so I'm like, no, I didn't. And so I'll go listen to it and then we'll have like an hour conversation about it. So those people, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Adam, not so much.
Yeah.
We're not the same age. Yeah. We're not the same regional growing up. Yeah. It's apples and oranges, baby. Big towel. Yeah.
You have a couple gems though if you're open up to it. I'm sure there's a few in there. No, okay, maybe not. Sorry, Adam.
No, it's fine because we don't listen to the same thing at the gym.
Yeah.
And we don't we have like mutual stuff for the car.
Yeah.
But that's this great. Like my stuff is my stuff and his stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. Carrie and I are similar to that too, but she's got a great selection of music she really likes, but she also is very particular about certain things, especially newer music, all the classics. I mean, she's a huge Beatles fan, Michael Jackson, Prince, all those, and then she grew up in Anaheim. She's a big, No Doubt fan. And
I'm a huge No Doubt fan as well.
Yeah. So it's fun. But okay, what about, what's your guilty pleasure?
Revenge.
Okay. Just in general.
I'm obsessed with revenge.
Yeah.
There is a darkness in me, as there is in all humans.
Yeah.
And mine's like particular, like, it's not shameful, but it's like the ick that I am most attached to. I love revenge. I love thinking about it. It's not something you do, right?
This is like your intrusive thought.
But it's something that you fantasize about.
Yeah.
And then again, like there's plenty of music to support this, right? There's lots of great angry country girls out there just dropping it up. But I'm a huge like, oh, let's burn their house down, right? You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But I like to think about
Vengeance.
it.
Yes.
It's just, yes, vengeance is mine. I
Yeah.
love the idea of revenge. Yeah, it really, really does it for me. And that's like dark, right?
Yeah.
But it's just the truth.
Yes. And I love that. I love that. We all have something inside of us. And I love that you just share that with everybody. That's so fantastic. Mine is Selling Sunset, Selling OC.
You're that one.
Okay. I'm the drama guy who has. Oh, I hate drama, really, to be honest with you. I really do. But for some reason, that stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with these women? It's so easy. It's okay. Like you just be nice. I'm like, just be nice to each other. Give some grace. And sometimes it did eat it. There's not
Nice people on TV, Kate.
No, but I will tell you,
Watching that.
this last season of Selling Sunset, there's a lot of growth. I saw a lot of growth and a lot of connection. I feel more than it was really good. No, but I love that stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yes, and then let's see if this last one's even worth asking. So, yeah, like, well, no, this one, like, what's one thing that you're loving about your life right now? What's one thing that's like bringing you joy right now in your life?
This is very timely. I was alone this morning because, like I mentioned, I'd probably mentioned this to you before we started recording. I slept in a little bit today because some things had changed, and I was alone. And maybe I had a dog with me, but the baby moved today, and it just started happening very infrequently. It's really early for lots of that, but I was like laying there like 3/4 asleep, and I was just like, like, I'm not outwardly like that all the time. I'm not like, this has been a pretty wild experience for me so far. So I'm not that inside out about it, but it was like this really cool like little moment, and I like giggled a little bit, and I was just like, it was pretty cool.
How incredible. It's like, they say a surfer knows the feeling, only a surfer knows the feeling. Only a mother's got to know that feeling. What an incredible thing to like, we see it, right? I've seen it, I felt it, but to be inside of you and you're feeling like, what an incredible feeling that must be. There's this little being in there that's just doing karate kicks in there.
Yeah.
And gymnastics moves. It's wild. How cool. That's so precious. I love that.
Yeah. So because you asked that today, that was the answer today. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to change on a daily basis. That's awesome. That's
what here's you that answer. Changes on a daily basis.
Whitney, this has been awesome. I appreciate you coming in. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, we've had some hiccups with this process trying to make this happen.
Today, though,
So
I really think it was the best one.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't think it was my favorite outfit podcast level for me.
Come on, you're looking good.
I know, this is cute.
This is good.
But,
we took the headphones off, so that's good.
no headphones. That helps a little bit. It is warmer in here today. Today was the day.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Whitney. I appreciate it. Yes, we're warmed up. We're good to go. And that concludes this episode of the Rusty Anchor Journey podcast in the books. And we're so grateful for those of you out there listening. We hope you continue to listen. And we will have some more guests for you coming up. And thank you for coming on the journey with us. And then until next time, stay safe out there, stay salty, stay anchored, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.